how to cook a goat in a barrel, and he'll get an old wooden barrel and he'll set the barrel on fire and the goat will turn and then the whole fucking goat will just cook, and he shoves all these things in it, and then the kids come and they eat it, and then he'll go, sweet blood.
Sounds like a hellscape.
Oh my God, I would love it. It's so beautiful there. It's like in this valley, and in the wintertime it snows, and he chops everything up. Anyway, welcome to Radio Labyrinth. This is season 8, episode 7. And guys, if you like our show and you like our podcast and our video podcast, you know, you could become a Patreon member and you would have access to our super special shows that we do for Patreon members at the $5 level and above. And the easiest way to do that is to just go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews and sign up. If you go in at the $5 level, you'll get one of our new stickers, which I don't have in front of me right now, but it is the Sly Talkin sticker, or you can get one of these two, the Starbucks sticker. Now, if you can't see that because you're listening, you can find images of them at our website, which is just radiolabyrinth.com. How about that? And we're working on that site, but it's there and you can go to it and even listen to episodes as well. Stephanie's husband, Neil, is the resident gaming expert for The Last of Us, and that's what we're talking about. Season 1, we do a little recap. Not a very deep dive, but it's fun. And Neil knows a lot about the gameplay, so he gets to educate us. And plus, he does good impressions of Arnold Schwarzenegger and others. And so that's where you find that. Where you could become a Radio Labyrinth producer also by becoming a Patreon member at the $25 level. And that gets you a shout out read every week. Also gets you a t-shirt and a drawing. One of my drawings, you can say, hey, please print that out and send it to me, and I'll do it. How about that? That's pretty nice. And I want to thank our producers right now: Terry Fuller, Chris Chandler, Roby Neely, Tim Slayton, Mike D. I did that in the old days. And Matt Carter. You guys rock. Thank you so much for your support. And we would love to have more of you. You could also rate and review us. If you listen to the show on Spotify, leave a review for us, please. And if we see them on there, we'll read them. And we'll thank you for leaving the review. Any service that you use, leave us a review, but we could use them on Spotify right now. And also, if you're watching the YouTube channel, remember to subscribe, like, and turn on your notifications. Those are the 3 things I have to say, right, Dustin? You're the YouTube expert.
Give us 2 out of 3. Take your pick.
Yeah. Don't turn on notifications. Nobody likes being notified of shit on their phone. You think you do, and then you get like a note. You're like, yeah, fuck you, I know.
And I would say if you were a producer, you could probably also, I think we talked about this, give us a topic to discuss.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. You can post it and send us messages in the Patreon. You know, we'll start doing that. When we finish doing the Last of Us recaps, we can start doing a topic you pick every week. You know, it'll be like, say, Terry Fuller says, I want you guys to talk about Days of Thunder. First thing I'll have to do is watch Days of Thunder, but then we can talk about it.
I loved her Instagram video she did of normalizing homes. You know, like your house, everybody's house isn't like this perfect black and white thing. Yes. You know, there's some crumbs on the table. They're there. I mean, what do you want?
She's funny. She has a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's episode 5 of our Last of Us recap, and still Neil won't give me the cheat code so I can play the game with the Mando armor.
There is. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little dense today, but that would be fun.
That would be sweet. The mashup.
Dustin, did you make that meme? This is the way.
I have another friend of mine that works on the Kevin Smith group with me, and me and him make memes and trade them back and forth, kind of like who can make the better meme. And I won that one.
That's a good meme. So we are post Super Bowl, and as usual, we're the last to comment on things that happen on the weekend. But we can put like a punctuation at the end of a long sentence of you listening to 1,000 podcasts talking about the Super Bowl. I think we all kind of enjoyed the same type of commercials. So everybody liked the Workday commercial with all the rock stars, and then the one rock star that no one's ever heard of.
Ooh, Pop Stanley.
Yes. Say you're a rock star. I told you. I warned you. You're not a rock star. Joan Jett. Hey, Joan Jett, actually.
She still looks good. She just doesn't need to open her mouth.
No. Oswald. He's selling shirts with that image that say Oswald in his logo. Good for him. He needs money. Also like the Breaking Bad commercial. But as I'm watching that commercial, after I did a rewatch of Breaking Bad, recently, and none of those characters are likable people at all. Think about, that commercial was funny as shit, and Tuco going tight, tight, tight. That was funny. But Tuco was a fucking homicidal maniac. People are all awful. I'll give Jesse, Aaron Paul, a pass because he's kind of stupid and got duped into everything. But man, it's just weird to think about those characters. Oh, they're lovable. We love our favorite character. Oh, they're I hate
but Hank.
Well, Hank wasn't in it.
Yeah.
They should have had Hank crawl out of a hole and go, "These are delicious."
It would have been more accurate for the character.
Hank's head goes by on a turtle.
Yeah.
I feel like they should.
That would have been funny.
They should have had half of Giancarlo Esposito's face, like falling out of his mouth.
That would have been good. And then the other one I liked was the Michelob Ultra commercial, the kind of a tribute.
Caddyshack one.
Caddyshack. And I like Tony Romo. So,
yeah.
None of the other ones really hit with me. Steph, you have a couple of different ones that we don't have.
That Will Ferrell one, where he was, I think it was for GMC, for the trucks.
Yeah.
The one where Netflix is going to put EVs in their shows.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. He was funny, as usual. And then, of course, that farmer's dog, the Cry Fest.
Was Sarah
the chick. Well, they didn't go Sarah McLachlan on you. They made it like it's just a very realistic thing that the girl got the dog when she was little and was there through her whole life. Then she had the baby, and then the dog was old. And they didn't show the dog die, which I was glad about. But
I thought you were talking
it was
the one that had Sarah McLachlan in it.
Yeah, there was one that literally had Sarah McLachlan in it singing.
Who's the other person? Oh, that's a wolf.
Yeah.
Gets up and runs away.
And there was the other one where they got another dog because their dog was tearing up the house.
Yeah, you see him buy a crate, and you think they're going to put the dog in the crate, but no, it was another little dog for the bigger dog.
Yes, which I liked the commercial, but it was also for the rescue folk. It was kind of shitty, considering that there's a lot of people that cannot afford two dogs, and if they left their dog out, not only will the dog tear shit up, but they'll hurt themselves because they'll eat shit they shouldn't. They'll get into things they can't get into, and you got to fucking work. So what? You're supposed to just leave this dog to get gassed at a shelter because you can't give them this perfect life,
Right.
Anyway, that was the only thing that was shitty about it. It was a good commercial, but at the same time, it gave the anti-crate people just get another dog. Fuck it.
I like that commercial where the Tesla killed that kid.
What?
You didn't see that commercial with the Tesla killing the kid?
No.
That was one of the best Super Bowl commercials.
Why the fuck didn't they make a commercial with that?
It was an anti-self-driving Tesla. And they showed all this footage of Teslas running over shit, and they pulled this little dummy of a kid in front of a Tesla, and the Tesla ran it over.
Oh.
What in the world? How did I miss that?
Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, what a dumb.
Oh my God.
All right, enough of the modeling bullshit. That's terrible. The movie trailers were all over the place as well. Bunch of movie trailers for a bunch of films I probably won't see. I did like the one for The Flash an awful lot because
The Flash looks awesome.
I'm Batman, Michael Keaton.
Yep.
And then The Flash.
How is Ezra Miller still going to be in this though?
He apologized
because he had to.
Yeah.
They're This is a movie they have already got in the can about a multiverse. So with it, they can change whatever they want about DC. So this whole new regime that's coming into DC can use this as their starting point to make a whole universe that they can start anew. But if they don't have this movie, they couldn't do it. And there's no way they could remake a $200 million movie.
They can't cut him and shoot his whole parts all again.
So they were just like, yes, he kidnapped a Native American girl. Yes, he started a cult, but
our company is more important. Yes,
it is. I'm not interested in Indiana Jones at all, or the Transformers, or Fast X. But I will see Guardians of the Galaxy because those movies are always good. But that's just my
same.
I like the Indiana Jones trailer.
Aging up always looks better than aging down.
Yeah, but I don't need to be making any more of these movies.
Give it to the girl.
I walk around, hear the Star Wars music, I just want to shoot myself in the head. No, I go home and I bang Ally McBeal.
I still think it's going to be...
What?
It's still going to be better than the Crystal Skull, don't you think, Harrison?
Yeah. Well, I like that movie. That was a good movie. I was in my good friend Shia LaBeouf. It reminds me a lot of Chewie.
Why does Shia LaBeouf remind you of Chewie? I was going to say, I don't think Chewie beats women or shoots dogs.
You might smell like Chewie.
Yeah. Oh, I had to break Chewie out of jail. He was in a prison on Kashyyyk for a domestic. Oh, Chewie beat up Lumpy. Angry. Lumpy, of course, is too kid. That, and he's not really a good dad. Goes off gallivanting around the fucking universe. One thing we can all agree on is the referee that ruined the end of the Super Bowl can suck it. What a fucking jerk that guy was. I didn't watch any of the dancing jizz cells trying to find the big fat red egg.
I liked it better when they were in that Woody Allen movie.
Mm-hmm. Horrible. I mean, I've since watched it, but as soon as they went to halftime, I went outside and I muted it, and and that's how I watched the Super Bowl. By the way, I waited. As soon as I saw the kickoff, I turned the sound on, and didn't watch any of the pre-show stuff, any of that shit, and for good reason. It just annoys me. But that Super Bowl show, Steph, you're a fan of hers, and you didn't like it.
No, I mean, I knew every song that she did. I've been with Rihanna from Pond to Replay all the way back. Umbrella times. Yeah, I love her. But it was terrible. It was so boring. And if you're 5 months pregnant and you can't do anything, then have somebody else do it.
Yeah, well,
they should have just showed her videos. I would have just rather have seen her videos and then the lip syncing was terrible. And if you can't do any of that stuff, then you need to give some sort of a background performance that's not just a bunch of people in these stupid white suits. It was just
right. Get some fucking sharks on there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sharks. Yeah, Katy Perry and Missy Elliott. That was a halftime show. I mean, they gave you something. This was like it wasn't.
They're doing the devil work, the Luciferian Illuminati crap, because they cut it from the broadcast, but there's pictures of it. Rihanna did the the Illuminati symbol, the triangle with the hands, but it's actually just Jay-Z's shit.
That's over.
Yeah. Why didn't they have Bob Dylan do it? Wouldn't that be great? 13 minutes of Dylan. Just
Weird Al. I'm with everyone.
Yeah, Weird Al. Oh, God.
It up.
Weird Al would be great, but no one under 30 knows who Weird Al is. I would say under 40, really, don't you think? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. They didn't used to give a shit about what people under 40 thought. You remember that? Whenever they drag out the Rolling Stones and they were already 1,000, or they drag out all them old ass bands and we all had to sit through that. It wasn't good either, but we had to sit through.
You mean like the one that was a Chubby Checker and the tribute to the 60s? I mean, that was shit in the 80s and the halftime. They didn't really have big shows like this until the 90s. So
Janet Jackson and Justin or Timberlake.
That was a good one. That was a good one. And then
it was a good one.
Titty popped out and the whole country lost their mind. Oh my God, what are we going to do? We saw a nipple.
I think it's funny that most people don't realize that there were like 4 other huge acts on that stage that same night, and like no one ever brings. Oh, do you mean that Super Bowl when it was Janet Jackson and her tit? And it was like,
imagine
Yeah,
you could have a cock flop out, drag along the stage now, and no one would say anything. Oh, I can't believe they had a cock. Well, no one would care. What do you mean I can't drag my cock across the stage? No, it could. It could flop out like all those dancers could have whipped their cocks out, started beating off, and then shot their dick on Rihanna, and it just would have been one day's. Oh, I can't believe that. And then, but there were balloons. There were balloons. People were shooting balloons out. But yeah, but they jizzed all over Rihanna in the halftime show live, and they showed it. Doesn't matter. People wouldn't care. They would forget that. It would be, but it would. My whole point is, I mean, they could have been scooping, out of. They could put their fingers in their butts and been smelling it and trying to get the other. No one would care because we live in this society.
She could have been given Blumpkins to all these guys. They could have just had toilets up there.
Was anybody else waiting?
Rusty trombone.
When they were showing the long shot, when they would show the the line of all the dancers waiting for those platforms to just fall and squish. All of them. It looked like it would just flatten them.
Oh.
Last year's was pretty good. I liked it when they had all the old hip hop acts. That was pretty good. My nomination for next year, because he freaking crushed that national anthem, is they should have Chris Stapleton do it. Get Chris Stapleton's ass up there. He's got enough hits.
They won't.
It would be such a good show because he's talented. I mean, because he could actually do it live and it would sound good.
Nope. That's not why.
I would say they could do Chris Stapleton. No, you stop. They could do Chris Stapleton.
Not wrong.
Gary Clark Jr., John Mayer, and do like a whole blues thingy.
Put everybody to sleep. I love it. I love the idea. I would watch that. I wouldn't turn the sound down. I would watch it, but that is the wrong demographic.
Well, we could just throw some dancers up there too. Just have some dancers behind them.
You mean like
give everybody the glitz?
Duke looking chicks? Yeah, I'm down with the tie on.
Yeah.
Cleavage. Okay, I'm in.
Just put some fucking Hooters waitresses up there.
Yeah.
Give them what they want, and then give everybody else something good to listen to. Let me put this shit together. I'll do it.
Amy Jenner could come out and rap in the middle of it.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get some magic. I'll get some Magic Mike dancers. I'll put them on one end. That's for all the middle-aged ladies. And then we'll get the, whatever the hell on the other side. Yeah, we'll get everybody.
All right.
Inclusive.
I like Yee's idea. Yeah. Yeah, Yee. We'll get Yee there.
Get Cupid Yee.
Oh, Cupid Yee. Yeah, that was so good, that South Park.
We'll have one Q stage just for the Q people.
Doing on people? Speaking of which.
Alex Jones. Kanye.
No. Am I the only person that signed up for Fox Nation to watch the Roseanne Barr special?
You paid for it the day it was announced.
No. I got a $2.99 trial, which I've already canceled, to get this episode. So I wanted to watch her do stand-up. She hasn't done stand-up in forever, right? And boy, could you tell that she hasn't done stand-up in forever. These comics like Roseanne, they've been around forever. They haven't done stand-up in forever. What do? Like Louis C.K. or Chris Rock, these guys, they go out, Dave Chappelle, they go into small clubs and they work on their act and they work on their act and they work on their act. She obviously did not do that because her timing was off on a lot of jokes. She was ranty about a lot of things. She had a couple funny jokes like, growing up Jewish in Utah, I'd gone to all these places. I wasn't like the other kids because I only had one mom. That was a funny joke. And there were a couple other ones, but she was trying to weave in, like millennial talk. And everybody goes on TikTok. I'm like, get the fuck off of TikTok. And then she talks about getting fired. Because I didn't know. I thought the bitch was white.
She's still telling that story.
Well, she started at the beginning. Anybody else get fired lately? And I love it because I love Roseanne. I loved the show. I thought her stand-up was super funny back in the 80s. When she was doing stand-up, it just didn't hit with me. But I forced myself to watch the whole thing, and I got a couple of laughs. But then I canceled Fox Nation. The thing that made me laugh is because they're a streaming service now offering movies, and stuff like that. So they have categories like Netflix, and their categories are uncanceled comedy. They know their demo so well. Yeah, I'm going to go get Fox Nation so I can watch Caddyshack. Well, you can fucking go watch Caddyshack anywhere. Blazing Saddles, The Jerk, Slapshot. I don't recall any of these movies being canceled. And then they have underneath that canceling cancel culture. Roseanne Barr, cancel this. Who is Roseanne Barr? Sean Hannity and Roseanne, the interview. So, Roseanne, what was it like to get fired? Sharon Osbourne, Helen Beck. And then underneath that, I'm in prison. I just think it's funny that they know their audience and the app's going to do well. But it's just
pander. Funny. They pander so much to these old, sad, ignorant people.
I know, but they all do it. I'm just pointing out that Fox's is funny to me because people will fall for it. But all these companies do it, like MSNBC.
No, they all pander for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But I never see it pandering to the old Republican boomers, and this is right up there. Oh man, hey, QAnon special here. Oh shit! I can't wait to watch that.
You know, you upgraded to the super deluxe Fox Nation.
There's no
the extra commercial.
Yeah, with the extra commercial. Hi, Sean Hannity for Fox Nation. You can watch me interview. Who? Roseanne Barr. Yes. You know, according to me, 10 years ago, I would have said Roseanne Barr is a pig, but I love her now. She's a QAnon supporter. Left Donald Trump.
Sean, tell me about whenever she sang the national anthem, you grabbed her crotch and spit. What did you say?
I thought it was disgraceful. She's out there. It's our national anthem, our national pastime. Everybody loves baseball. Everybody that's born in America, you have to love baseball. Baseball, apple pie. She came out. She sang it terribly, I might add. And then at the end, because she was being booed, she grabbed her crotch and spit. And then she lost a whole bunch of stuff. And then she went on and she put all these gay people on her show and normalized gay marriage, which I used to be opposed to, but I don't talk about very much now because most people realize that it's not that bad. And anyway, coming up. Would you like?
You don't like it? You can suck her dick.
That's right. You can suck. I don't like saying things like that. I'm a good Christian. Yes, I did cheat on my wife with. Never mind. I think her name is Ainsley Earhart. I don't know. She's a good Christian too. And we would go into the back, into the closet, and make sweet love in between cigarette breaks. Don't forget, coming up on my show, Newt Gingrich and Sarah A. Carter, as we talk about fucking Pfizer warrant, whatever that stupid thing is called.
You do a good Hannity.
Well, I hear him every day. You know what I'm saying? I hear his promos.
You do a killer Hannity.
I love Cars for Kids. Cars for Kids is a car I get, I give it to a kid. You know, I see a kid walking down the street, he doesn't have a car. I go, hey, that kid needs a car. So I go buy him a car. 1-800-CARS for Kids. That's cars with a K. By the way, Atlanta Pizza and Euro. I want to say thank you to Atlanta Pizza and Euro. They're a longtime sponsor of Radio Labyrinth Podcast, whatever that is. And thank you to Mike Hall and everybody at the restaurant. The last time I was in Georgia, I made it a point to go out to Conyers, which is a small town, really just a bunch of strip malls. Anyway, I went out there and I stopped by AP&G and I had a delicious pizza. And then I stuck around and played Tuesday night team trivia from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And because I'm a dummy, I didn't get any of them right. But I did name my team Cockmaster. Let's hope Mike laughs, because if he doesn't, this will be the last time he sponsors a show. Atlanta Pizza and Euro has over 40 domestic, and I'm talking about U.S. made right here in the United States. We don't import them from China. And that was one of the things that Sean Hannity liked about Donald Trump, is he prevented all the beer coming in from China. They pack it with fentanyl, and everybody gets sick and dies. Good. They have over 40 domestic and local craft beers to choose from, 15 of them currently on tap. And I know for a fact that they pay a good American company to come clean the taps. Anyway, they have the best food in East Metro Atlanta. They do. They make a hubris pizza, which I eat constantly. It's no surprise they are your favorite family-owned restaurant. I'm starting to drift into G. Gordon Liddy territory. Listen, if you're a client that's looking to book a food truck, and who wouldn't want a food truck? For your next private event, I get food trucks all the time. For a catered luncheon, please contact Mike Hall at Atlanta Pizza and Euro by calling 770-483-6228. I'm starting a new thing called Pizza for Kids. 1-800-PIZZA for Kids. If you see a kid on the street and he doesn't have a pizza in his hand, go to Atlanta Pizza and Euro, get one. Atlanta Pizza and Euro is open for dine-in and takeout Monday through Friday, 11 to 9, and on Saturday from 12 to 9. Close on Sunday because Well, I don't want to make a joke that'll offend people, so I'll stop right there. 1877 pizza for kids. Sell your home today and start packing.
It's time for Sly Talkin, ain't telling you lies. Never lie to you, okay, talking. He's got your big eyes. My eyes do droop a little bit. That big cut me, you know. Don't speak too good. I don't speak too good, absolutely, I don't. He's misunderstood. What?
Sir, and welcome to Radio Labyrinth. Thank you for appearing again. You look great. Looks like you're training.
I'm training, yeah. I'm wearing my trunks again. I'm, just working out here in the gym. Yeah, just trying to stay in shape. I got to stay in shape.
Right.
You got to keep punching,
But did you watch the Super Bowl? What'd you think?
People think I'd be rooting for Philly, but no, I'm a Steelers.
Oh,
black and gold. The stallion like the black and gold, and they're the black and gold, and they're black and gold.
Your original trunks in hockey were black and gold, if I'm recalling correctly.
Well, the original ones were actually like red and white.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and they messed it up on the poster. The red with the white stripe, and it's supposed to be white with a red stripe, and they messed it up. I want to put them on, Hey, Who Punched Me?
Yes, last week on the show, you brought up your idea for a reality show, Hey, Who Punched Me? Did you have any feedback? Did anybody reply to you? Or is it something that is in the works, or is it being discussed?
I have a lot of celebrities interested in being the punchers. I haven't really talked to anybody being punched, say. But, that'll come.
Just get a bunch of Jersey Shore people or something to get punched.
Yeah, we get... Snooki already got punched once, right? And that was for free.
Right.
This one, she, could win a prize, She could win, like, a hair bump or something, Maybe, a chlamydia test. I don't know. Something like that.
You have, like, Woody Allen signing up to be one of the people who does the punching. Woody Allen, maybe...
I talked to him, and he wanted to bring his clarinet and hit some of the clarinet. And I'm not sure that'll work, but we're in negotiations. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to have him and Mia Farrow, and maybe they can switch spots, and then each one punch each other. I think that would be a fun time for everybody. I think.
World of favor.
Yeah. And then maybe sneak Brigitte in there, and she can just hit everybody. What's my name? What's my name?
When's the last time you saw Brigitte Nielsen?
I saw her on Celebrity Rehab. I think it was what I saw her. She was also on a show with. She was with Flavor Flav. So she's definitely running in the circle she should be running in. If I remember correctly, when I was watching those, I saw that. Her knuckles were still very, very chapped. So she's still teaching people what her name is. It's a troubling sight.
I forgot she was in Creed 2. I'm looking at the credits right now. Ludmila Vobet Drago, I guess.
Oh, yeah. She was in there because, they had Drago on there, the Dolph.
Not Dolph Sweet. But that would have been a funnier movie if it was Dolph Sweet.
Yes,
that would have been. I don't know who Dolph Sweet is, but
he was the dad on Give Me a Break.
Oh,
you know Dolph Sweet because he was in a movie that you were in called The Lords of Flatbush.
Well, I don't remember that movie. I remember, Winkler. He and I think that Eddie from Eddie the Cruisers is in that movie too.
Yeah, Michael Pere.
Yeah. I remember him too.
This week is the 36th anniversary of Over the Top's release. Are you excited?
Yeah. My deviated septum has finally healed from
the adventures of Over the Top.
Yeah. I was thinking about that with Robert Loggia. I remember where I first saw him. I saw him on Officer and a Gentleman.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where he first caught my eye. He was very brave, wearing just the skivvies and rubbing his belly like he was yelling at Mayo.
The first time I saw Robert Loggia was in Scarface, which Jeff and I snuck into when I think we were 12. And it was very terrifying, that chainsaw scene for a 12-year-old to see.
Yeah, that would have been very terrifying. And mix that with the large piano scene, and you could have something kind of fun there, you know? Somebody being cut up with a chainsaw as well as pianos.
Out of all the movies you've done, I've never seen you in a zombie movie or a vampire movie.
Nope.
Never really done anything with any kind of monsters.
Well, you know, I did the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I did do Cobra with my wife.
Fair enough.
Once you do that, you know, the zombies, I don't care. By the way, you know, you got stuff. You know, you asked me about Gunther, and now I'm getting all kinds of people sending me, you know, lederhosen and Wienerschnitzel. So I really want to thank you for bringing that up.
I'm sorry.
In leather shorts. It's not
suspenders and hats with feathers in them, felt hats.
Yeah, you know, lederhosen and latex. I say one thing about a freaking dog.
I'm clubbing your lang.
Now, last week, Tim asked if you had done any commercials, and you were saying you didn't do commercials. Now, somebody brought up on the Radio Shack, didn't you do the brisk tea commercials all through the 90s?
Well, again, substance abuse is a bitch. I don't remember any of the 90s, you know.
We saw you in a Super Bowl commercial this year, though, for Paramount Plus.
Well, you know, they paid me a lot of money for that. But, you know, I wanted to be in the Rockstar commercial, but they wouldn't let me in there. I want to be there with, you know, Ozzy Osbourne, Paul Stanley. That was a cool commercial.
Yeah, that was for rock stars, though. You know, I'm a huge fan of Rocky, and in case you didn't know it, I was born with one ear. And a lot of times, you know, that's a challenge when you have one ear. And so that's not really apropos to what we're talking about, but there were a lot of people out there and that were rock stars. It was me and Ozzy and Gary Clark Jr. and I think Billy Idol and Joan Jett. And had you been...
Was that Joan Jett? Oh, okay.
Right, yeah. I was wondering who it was as well. Someone told me that it was...
Yeah.
It was Joan Jett, and she's beautiful.
Yeah. Somebody hit her too many times, I think.
I think so. Listen, I'm a huge fan of yours. I don't mean to step on your segment, but you guys brought up my commercial. I got spaghetti that I'm cooking. I made a sauce around Thanksgiving, and what I do afterwards is I freeze the sauce in the meatballs, and when it's in the freezer, you know, that flavor expands. And so I take the meatball sauce that I...
Hey, you know what, Paul? You know what? I got an idea. I got a show I want you to be on. I'm not going to tell you what it's called. I'm going to be on it, and I want you to be on it.
I love money, so it sounds good. Tell me.
It's a show that you have to guess, you know, when something happens to you. So, well, I just want to sign you up for it. You know, and then you can tell me all about your sauce.
Gene and I came up with a show like that in the 90s. It was called Who's Tonguing My Balls? But it, you know,
it's always going to be Gene, right? Is it? Well, he's got that tongue.
No. It would have been a lady, and we had to guess. It was just me, and then a lady tongued my balls. In the first episode, it was
Gene.
I said, I know, it's Del Getty, and I said, I'm not doing this show.
Well, it's Del Getty. You'd be living a movie with her. Your balls, you know. I was listening to Del Getty.
Stop or my mom will lick your taint. I saw that movie. All right, because I get real dirty. Stanley. See you later, Sly.
I'll see you later. I'm gonna send you the contract for hey, who punched me.
If there's a check involved, because I got to get my ear reconstructed again. There was a terrible accident while making that commercial. Ozzy bet it off.
Well, Sly, is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up this segment of Sly Talking? I know we got.
I'm still working on Purple Rain, and I put together. Sorry again. Sorry about that. This damn fig Newtons keeps stinging me in the throat.
Oh, throat.
Anyway, I put the time back together. I got Moore's Day and the time.
Wow.
They were practicing the other day, and Jerome came out, and he held up the mirror, and Morris started crying. So we changed it. So now he goes to Morris and he holds up a picture of young Morris, and Morris feels very happy about that.
Good.
But they did that dance where they slide across the stage, and Morris broke his hip.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're gonna be down for a little bit, but
there's a delay, but we understand.
Yeah.
You could prop him up. You could use a prop like they did for Floyd the Barber in the Andy Griffith Show, where they put they had him attached to a pole. He could end up.
I thought he was just earning some money on the side,
Oh no.
I can't. Yeah. Stand there with Floyd the Barber. You got the pasties on.
I work at a strip club, a gay strip club in Mount Pilot. All right, that's enough.
Oh, one.
I didn't know you did impressions. Sly. Sly is actually Mark Schrankel. And Mark, how are you?
Hi. Let me take it off. Oh.
Does your hand get sweaty when you're doing that?
Yeah. Sly's got a sweaty ass.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up the segment, I wanted to say hey to you, so everybody can see that it's you, and find out what you're up to, and you can tell everybody where to watch the show that you're really on.
Today is actually the anniversary of the first season's final episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So, in remembrance of that, everybody can go back onto Discovery Plus and binge watch the first and second episodes of IAmShaunaRae. That'd be fun.
Okay.
Do they see you making puppets? What does she think of your Sylvester Stallone puppet?
Yeah. No, they like it. I built a gypsy years ago, and she had like a crystal ball and stuff like that, and I made her eyes blink. Mm. And Patty and the girls just loved the gypsy. Mm. So, and Sly is one of the puppets that's close to what the gypsy kind of was. I'd been making puppets that were more in the Henson-esque type vein. And now I'm getting back into stuff that's more my style, that I can kind of, it's more sculpting than it is just, slapping some foam together and put some fur on it.
The Red Box Troll, we've decided his name is Red Box, like Red Fox with 2 D's and 2 X's. But you've been sending me that progress, and it looks amazing.
Red Box sounds like a really dirty hooker.
I see you've met him.
He's gonna say, "Shut up, dummy."
Quite a bit.
Red Box. I used to love that show.
Me too. I still watch it when I see it on.
It's funny because Sean and I were in the city like last week, and some guy stopped us, wanted a picture with Sean, and his name was Lamont.
No way.
I haven't heard that name since that show.
Would have been great.
I've never met a Lamont in person ever.
Yeah,
I haven't either.
Yeah,
I've met a Rollo.
Oh, really?
No, I never met a Rollo. Grady had a spinoff that flopped. Everything that came out and flopped. There was Sanford Arms that flopped, and they turned that into like a rental play, like a flop house. And then Red Fox came back in the early 80s and did a show called Sanford, where one of Lamont's friends from the Alaskan fishing cannery came to live with him. This big fat white guy that used to be in all these movies. He had to be and he talked like this.
Sounds like Larry the Cable Guy.
It's sort of.
He was the leader of, or not, Fletch Lives. He goes into that biker bar. He was the one that says, "We're the Nazis from Natchez."
Okay, yeah.
And it's Berkeley.
He was in a lot of, he had like one of those like stringy beards, but didn't he?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
They list DeMond Wilson as being a member of the cast of Sanford, but to my recollection, he never appeared on the show. But then again, it wasn't on TV very long, so
yeah.
Why didn't they give Aunt Esther her own show?
They did. It was called Sanford Arms.
Oh, really?
And Esther?
Yeah, it was Sanford Arms, and it had Hal Williams on it and LaWanda Page. By the way, LaWanda Page, if you can find her old stand-up on YouTube, so funny and very, very dirty. All righty. All right, Mark, we got to let you go. I'm going to wrap up.
All right. Plug his cameo or something.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Plug your stuff, please.
Yeah, well, Patty and I do Cameo. We're on Cameo.
You like it? You like doing the Cameo?
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's weird, Boo Boo's having a birthday. They like sushi and hot wax on their nipples. And then you gotta try to fit that into something. It's like, so when it turns out that, Patty says hi and then I riff on something and we just say, happy birthday.
Can you use the Sly puppet eventually?
I want to. I want to. I think that if we get a season 3, I'm going to try to contact the Cameo people and see if we can just do a Who Buddies cameo, and then people just ask for different puppets.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Will you be back next week with us?
I will be back anytime you guys want me to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
You can stick around the rest of the show. We just got to do a commercial here and then do what we're watching. So, you want it?
Yeah, I'll hang. Sure.
Yeah. Do you have commercial or residential construction printing needs? Well, sure, we all do. Well, actually, I don't, but if you do, I'll need you to do something. Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens. In Athens, Georgia, not Greece, since 2005. With fast turnaround and affordable prices. Call 706-316-9366. That's 706-316-9366. Or email them at athens@ldiline.com.
Views. Or.
Snooze.
All right, Picard comes back to the final season this week. Anybody still in? I'm going to view it.
I'll view the first episode to see whether I like it or not.
Is this the one that has the whole crew?
Yeah, everybody from
Next Generation.
Next Generation is supposed to be showing up because this is the final season.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Oh, Deanna Troy's going to be on that one?
I don't know if she's going to.
I've seen her.
I think
yes, she's on it.
she is. They're trying to cram as many people as they can on this.
It's Wesley.
It was on last season.
It's like a VW bug. Come on, get in.
All right, number 2 is Hello Tomorrow on Apple TV.
Yes.
This looks pretty good to me. It's about these salesmen that are selling timeshares on the moon. Have you seen the commercials for it?
Is it on Apple Plus?
Yeah, it's on Apple TV.
That's a
Billy Crudup is in it. And it looks pretty good. No? Nobody?
No, not for me.
And number 3 is Sharper, also on Apple TV. This is a movie.
Sharper Image Catalog?
No, this is a movie by the guy that made The Crown and Andor.
Uh-huh.
And it's about a group of con artists who target billionaires. Sebastian Stan's in it and Julianne Moore. John Lithgow.
Good. That sounds
Looks
okay.
good.
Oh, yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah, Lithgow's in it. Oh, yes.
He's good in anything.
Hello. Yeah.
I'm all for seeing rich people get robbed. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Yeah, well, they should mix that with the timeshares on the moon thing. On the shores of the Sea of Tranquility.
I just bought a place next to John Travolta on the moon.
Yeah. My stat pick this week is Biography WWE Legends Season 2, Episode 1, The Undertaker, on Sunday the 19th. I like the way they do the biographies. They're not as good and as revealing as the ones on Vice, but they're still okay.
A&E does a good job with the wrestling biographies, I thought.
I thought so too, but just Steph, I know Steph likes the one that's on Vice that's a little more honest because they don't have to kiss WWE ass.
That's the thing with Vice is that they only show the messed up stuff.
They did a better job with the Ultimate Warrior on the Vice one because WWE, covered up a lot of it. So, anyhow, that's my staff pick. I'll be watching that.
Well, mine is Snowfall, Season 6, February 22nd on FX. I know me and Jeff are definitely be watching. Tim, are you back in? Did you finish up Snowfall the last time?
I didn't finish it. I really loved the first 4 seasons an awful lot, and I just fell out, so I guess I better get caught up, huh?
Yeah,
5 was good.
I'm not saying it's bad. I loved it. I just fell out and stopped watching it.
Yeah, so that Season 6 is coming, and then my other
the final season, right? Season 6?
Yeah, this is it. They're wrapping it up. We'll get to see what happens to Franklin and the whole crew or whatever. And my other pick is Robert Kelly and Dan Soder. This is probably 3 episodes ago on the Bonfire Boys. Oh my God. When they argue about the merits of the movie Heat, Robert Kelly thinks it's a whatever movie, and Dan Soder loves this movie. And they argue about that. And whenever because Dan Soder never heard of the movie Cruising, that old movie with Al Pacino, where he goes undercover in the gay club. And they start playing clips from Cruising, and Soder starts doing his Pacino as like the cop doing. It's so good. So I highly recommend it. The episode is called Cruising, but it's the Bonfire Boys, and they put it in a podcast form on Spotify. It's a serious show that comes on every day, but I highly recommend the Cruising episode. It's so funny.
Okay. They made a big thing about Heist because that was the only movie that De Niro and Pacino were in together, right?
In the same scene.
In the same scene.
Heat. Yeah. Heat.
Yeah.
Later on, though, they were in Righteous Hill together.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That was horrible.
Staff pick is Eugene Levy on Smartless.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. They talked a lot about that old cast of what is it, Godspell or whatever it was in Toronto that produced like every famous person from Canada.
Gilda Radner was in that.
Yeah, Gilda Radner, Martin Short, Eugene Levy, SCTV. They talk a lot about that. That's good. That's my staff pick.
Dustin, you don't seem to have one.
I didn't have one, and I just spoke to my mother before the podcast started, and she listens to the podcast. Hey, Mom. She starts talking to me about television now. So this podcast has opened up a whole new avenue of communication with my mother on things that she watches that I wasn't aware of.
How do you get to Paramount Plus?
Why won't your password to Netflix work anymore? Says they're going to charge me $10,000.
I was watching the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden it switched to the Tubi channel.
But she recommended a miniseries or a series that came out, I guess, in November called The English. Emily Blunt.
It's a Western, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a Western, and she's kind of a female Clint Eastwood type character. And
that was good.
It was great. Yeah, she's a great actress, and it's got what's his name, Kieran Hines, the one that played the devil in the last Ghost Rider movie. I take her recommendation.
Do you know where that's on? Is it Prime?
That's what I was trying to find of what was where it was.
I feel like it's Prime, but it might be Netflix.
Yes. Steph, what's going on at Barkville?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing going on this weekend. I have not gotten any invitations to anything.
Nothing.
It's the same crap that's always going on. We got a bunch of dogs and nobody wants them. So if you want to adopt, if you want to foster,
can I take
volunteer?
I got a bunch of new cats over here at the Pussy Palace, and I need to go down and check on them, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And I won't be juggling them like Steve Martin did, like cat juggling. But no,
did you lick all the placenta off of them?
I did, and then some I saved because she might want to eat it in a year. The cat, looks like a dumb white woman who wants to eat her.
I was wondering why your hair looks so shiny.
Well, it also makes for growing the stem cells. But no, That's okay then. If that's it, where can people find out more about Barkville if they want to?
BarkvilleDogRescue.org. Go to BarkvilleDogRescue.org if you have any interest at all in volunteering or donating, which would be really helpful.
Yes.
And or adopting a dog. Please come and check us out, or tell anybody that you know who says that they're thinking about it. Check us out.
Thank you, Steph. And thank you, guys. Thank you, Mark. We will talk to you next week. Until that time, please remember to keep it
Keep it